Einstein quotes are more relevant today than they were ever in our history. Have you ever thought of how you can use Einstein quotes to create a more thriving organization, or how you could thrive in an age of disruption? We're joined today with Jason Burnham, founder and CEO of Culture Design. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Dan, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Good. You're welcome. Glad to have you here. And Frank Wander, CEO and founder of PeopleProductive. Hey, Frank.
Hey, glad to be here.
Both of these gentlemen are going to take a quote and answer how they might help you to use it to apply to thriving in an age of disruption. Well, here's the first quote. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Jason, why don't you go ahead and kick things off?
Yeah, so it's interesting, right? I think some of the challenges what you're up against today. I mean, as we know, we're going through massive changes, both within our organizations and across society at large. And we're still, when you start to look at the increased pace of change, how complex, the world has become. And for those of, I think some of you are, many people out there are familiar with the term VUCA, right? And, as a result of living in this VUCA environment, we cannot lean on antiquated management models or antiquated governance models and think that we're going to continue to be able to operate and sustain the way we always have in the past. And I think we have to really be conscious of the fact that we have to start thinking differently. We have to start adopting systems thinking and really applying systems thinking in driving systemic change in a unified and organized way across the entire organization.
Awesome. Frank, what's your take on this?
My take is that many companies are struggling out there, and they're struggling because they didn't change their thinking early enough. They didn't anticipate what was coming. The reality is what got them here isn't going to bring them into the future. Just look at, the need to be able to lead, hire, and work from anywhere. Companies haven't nailed that. And, we had proposed remote work, I don't know, a dozen years ago, that was going to be the wave of the future. Get ready for it. The reality is they have to rethink how they're doing, what they're doing, what are their business processes. I think Jason nailed it. Digital transformation, people want to just automate some stuff and send it out to the cloud. That's not what it is. You got to rethink the entire customer experience, who you are fundamentally. What does your company look like 10, 20 years from now? And that type of thing, people say you can't think that far in the future. It just forces you to really think about how different it will be and what your company could look like. And companies have to do real out-of-the-box thinking, because what got them here is not going to bring them into the future. It's an age of disruption. They've got to disrupt themselves.
Awesome. Frank, Jason?